What's up guys, I'm BTC. Depending on your rank, TORBJORN'S turret can be anything from a mere nuisance up to a team-stopping problem. So if you're having difficulties with it, today I'm going to show you the best ways to deal with TORBJORN'S turret. We got lots of stuff to go over. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe because I always have the latest and greatest in Overwatch. So subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any of it. First up, it's important to know your enemy, and in this case, it's the turret. So there's some information that I want you to pay attention to on this. One, the range never changes. Whether it's level 1, 2, or 3, the range is always going to be 40 meters. As far as the damage goes, it pretty much doubles for every additional level. So from 1 to 2, it doubles. From 2 to 3, it's actually a little bit more than a doubling of the damage. Now let me show you a couple of quick examples of what this looks like in game. The next important thing you need to know is how the turret decides what it's going to attack. So if there's nothing on the screen, it will target whatever shows up first, followed by whatever is closest. Those are the only two things that the turret cares about. As you can see in the second example, the soldier showed up third, but he's closest, so that means he gets attacked after the Hanzo. And once the turret has locked onto something, it will stay focused on that until it's eliminated or it moves out of line of sight. This means the rest of your team can do whatever they want, and the turret will just ignore them. Remember this because there's a couple of awesome tricks I'm going to show you at the end of the video. There's a slight delay before the turret will target you, and also if it's looking in the other direction, it must turn around and face you before it can start attacking. This is really important for later on. The turret can be stunned, hacked, and frozen. However, it doesn't show up in X-ray, and Hanzo's ultimate does nothing to it. Now you know what the turret can do, let's talk about how to deal with it. Let's start with the things you shouldn't do. The first method is probably the worst, but it's also the most common. When people just stand in the open and exchange attacks with the turret and try to take it out. You'll probably win most of the time as long as the turret isn't being repaired by TORBJORN, but you're also going to take a lot of damage, and it's completely unnecessary. So if at all possible, don't do that. Another fairly terrible method is something that lower ranked Genji players do all the time. They'll dash in to close the distance, deflect to return some damage, and then try to finish it off with some right clicks. While this will work, it also results in Genji taking a tremendous amount of damage himself. Another pretty bad one is when Tracer uses her ultimate. Unless you can get the Torb along with it, this is almost always going to be a waste, as turrets can be rebuilt a lot faster than ultimates. Now let's talk about the good methods for dealing with the turret. There's only one character in the game that can really dive the turret and destroy it while taking minimal damage, and that's going to be D.Va. So you can start by using your boosters, hold your defense matrix while you're going in so you take no damage, melee it when you get close, fire off your micro missiles and hold your left click. The turret will be destroyed incredibly fast and D.Va takes almost no damage. Another great method is using Junkrat. You don't even have to see the turret. Just bounce your attack off of walls and ceilings and you'll destroy it real fast. Recent buffs to Sombra make dealing with the turret incredibly easy. If you try to hack from the front, the damage will interrupt your ability. So sneak around to the back, decloak, and then your fast hack can take out the turret before it can even turn around. Then you can just walk up and destroy it. Another incredibly simple method, but isn't always available because of the way the maps are designed, is to simply go out of the turret's range. Remember, it can only attack up to 40 meters, so if you go beyond that, it can't target or hit you. This works particularly well with characters like Genji who have projectile attacks with no fall-off damage. Same thing with Pharah. One of the easiest and most effective methods to dealing with the turret is the peek. And this is something that's available to almost every character in the game. It's quite simple. go next to a wall or a corner, and then you peek out, attack the turret once or twice, and then hide. Because there's a slight delay in how long the turret can take to target you, and the fact that sometimes it needs to turn, then you can usually peek out, land a hit or two, and then hide before it can return any damage. Now, this will work if the turret is facing you, but it's even better when the turret is facing in a different direction. Even if the turret is level 3, using this method, you can destroy it and not take any damage. Compare how easy it is for Genji using this method as opposed to what I showed you before. So that's how you destroy the turret, but sometimes you don't even need to do that. Sometimes you can just avoid it or ignore it. Let me show you a couple of cool little tricks. Remember what I showed earlier about how the turret will target whatever is first and then closest? Well, if you have an Orisa on your team and you don't necessarily need the shield right now, you can actually use the shield as a decoy and get the turret to attack that and ignore the rest of your team. And if you place the shield correctly, the turret might not even be able to damage it, in which case it's just going to constantly fire at a shield, deal no damage whatsoever, and be completely useless for the entire life of that shield that's up. What the turret tries to target on the shield is the bottom center, and if you can somehow bury that bottom center into a building or a ramp, the turret is still going to try to attack it, but it's not going to be able to. It's just going to end up hitting the wall over and over again. There's another really awesome trick you can do with Orisa's shield that will not only make the turret attack nothing, but you also get the benefit of keeping the shield to defend both you and your teammates. How this works is you have to turn the shield so that it's lined up with the turret. See, when the turret is trying to attack Orisa's shield, it's not actually targeting the shield itself. Instead, it's targeting something just in front of the shield. So when you turn the shield, it will start attacking that thing, but all of its attacks go right past and do absolutely no damage to the shield. You and your team can then hide behind the shield. Even though it's turned to the side, it will still give you some protection. You can use that to protect enemy incoming damage while at the same time neutralizing the turret entirely. So there you go, guys. Hopefully this helps, and the turret should no longer cause you any problems. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my Discord server. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. The links for that stuff are down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault. Also, special thanks to all my Patreon supporters for helping to make this all possible. If you'd like to see what kind of cool rewards you can get for supporting the channel, check the links on screen and down below.